Simulator is available on Android? Wow.
Hello, welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Group of friends, tour fan business, talking movies, TV, old, recent. Unfortunately, one of us has gotten a bit, let's just say decorating took a lot out of him.
Yeah, it's been a long week. On the plus side, I've actually been getting videos uploaded. Yay!
And of course, channel has been advertised a lot on the channels, of course, has been advertised a lot on the streams, but I particularly sent them out on our social medias so that some more attention could be sought out.
Yeah, it's like I'm planning a 2-3-2-3 release schedule until I get caught up with everything. Which, with my current estimate, should take about 5 or so weeks. Maybe 6. That's like I'm holding off on the November box until I finish all the editing.
As for me, my week has been. There was one. There was one time this week. There was one time this week I actually went out with family. There's a drive-through lights event called Fantasy Lights down in Spanaway that they invited me out to.
Oh.
I can certainly remember going to something similar at a younger age, but for some reason I could never pinpoint the name until now.
Hmm.
Other than that, other small decorative things were also put up.
Yeah. We're taking it easy on the decorating because, like, unlike most years, we're not having the annual Christmas party. So it's like, yeah, we don't even have the tree yet. So, hey. eh.
On a more universal note, Disney Plus intro to Black Panther pays tribute to Chadwick Boseman on what would have been his 44th birthday.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, yeah. Speaking of Disney Plus, I've heard talk that there may be a merger between Disney Plus and Hulu, basically merging the two. Nothing really confirmed, but yeah.
Well, I can say over the past for a while now, I've seen ads with the partnership between ESPN and Hulu and Disney.
Yeah.
So I can't say that was expected. Unexpected.
Eh.
We've received confirmation that Thanos is the last of the Eternals.
Hmm.
Speculation arose as to whether Idris Elba is going to return as Heimdall for Love and Thunder. Florence Pugh rumored to reprise Belova for the Hawkeye series.
Hmm.
Also, also Haley Steinfeld was confirmed for Kate Bishop.
Cool. Yeah, trying to find other news things to talk about. Like, eh.
So here are the confirmed villains coming for Phase 4. Crow, Baron Zemo, Mandarin, and King.
Okay. Sounds good.
Lashana Lynch seems to have landed the Captain Marvel role.
Hmm.
There's a video related to Spider-Man 3 that seems to tease all three Peter Parkers in the upcoming threequel.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Daphne Key confirms early X-23 spin-off plans, with hopes to revise the role at some point.
Hmm.
That'll be interesting to keep our eyes on.
Definitely.
Like with Clint and Belova, other confir- other confirma- other confirmations for the Hawkeye Disney Plus series are Kazi, Bishop, Swordsman, Lopez, and Echo.
All right.
Apparently, Portman's training to look like an action figure for Love and Thunder.
Cool.
Baron Zemo, Bucky, and Falcon Funkos were revealed.
Hmm.
Peter Dinklage is coming in a Toxic Avenger reboot.
Yeah, I heard about that. Definitely interesting.
Certainly, I can certainly remember when back when Facebook watch parties were sort of taking off. I ended up being a part of one in one of the groups I'm in, and yeah, the original Toxic Avenger was in one of those.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, I thought it was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
It has just about the right qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a poster on Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka.
Yep.
A Reddit user correctly revealed the child's name 3 months ago.
Oof.
Dawson was going to face some transphobia allegations.
Ooh.
Oh, and Lucas was there while her scenes were being shot.
Hmm.
Seems there was consideration for using Anakin's Force Ghosts instead of Yoda's in episode not, episode 8.
Right.
Apparently, there's a rumor that the next season of The Mandalorian is going to feature the Naboo N1 starfighters.
Hmm.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi series now set to begin filming sooner than expected. early in January. Ryan Reynolds tweeted of first look at the Adam Project, which Levy is attached to direct. Aaron Kellyman, Kaylee Spenny, and Ellie Bamber are are being added as female leads for Willow.
Cool.
The second largest telescope in the world collapsed,
Oh.
and we had scientists warning over its collapse.
Eesh.
Archivo Observatory, Puerto Rico. Reportedly, Rebecca Hansen has been cast as Queen Maeve for The Witcher.
Okay.
Clooney reveals he won't be reprising Batman for the Flash 2022 movie. Perez does want to return for a sequel to Birds of Prey, but is wanting fewer ageist jokes.
Ah.
Keely Cuoco debunked claims of feud with Suicide Squad's Margot Robbie. 1.5 million signatures on petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman sequel.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal's gonna ham it up as Maxwell Lord.
Oh. 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 So that's what they're doing. that ought to be interesting.
Snyder Cut could hit approximately February, March, maybe January. Man, Ken the Yellow seems to be missing out on Superman, and is teasing a mysterious Snyder project.
Huh.
Merchandise pictures were revealed regarding the new Batmobile. New DC adaptations are being developed by HBO Max, aimed at various international territories. James Wan and Julius Avery are producer and director for the Van Helsing reboot.
Oh, that's getting rebooted? Huh.
Elliot Page, now Ellen Page, will be continuing as Vanya in the Umbrella Academy.
Right.
Here's the latest from Holly regarding small screen reboot of Alien. Conversations from time to time, but not committed.
Hmm.
Safe to say they're taking their time.
Yeah.
Holly also did, Holly also says his Star Trek film it's well apparently it's just believe that's in immediate future.
Hmm.
Quote: I think when Emma Watts came in, took a look at the franchise, and wanted to go in a different direction. Life is long. We were very close to production, but in this business, that doesn't mean much. Gotta get out of the gate to be in the race, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Now, it is first loss considering the fact he was set to write and direct a Doctor Doom film before Fox was acquired.
Hmm.
Film and directors had discussions about how to make a superhero movie. Seems they thought Gibson was perfect for Fat Man.
Huh. All right.
Mortal Kombat he considered another HBO Max move. No Time to Die could be delayed again.
Yeah.
Lawrence and DiCaprio spotted on sets for Don't Look Up. Oscar Isaac set to play Solid Snake.
Yeah. I saw that. It's like, okay, nice. D- We'll see if this movie actually gets released. Cause like, when I've heard talks of a Metal Gear film have been kind of going on for like the past 20 years. So it's like, yeah, we'll see. Then from what I've heard, the guy that got out writing the thing isn't exactly that great.
Given how wet Tintin's been going, I wouldn't be too surprised if they were taking their time.
Yeah.
And hey, Oscar Isaac surprised me as Gomez Adams, so he might have an interesting vocal range.
Fair enough.
There's going to be a bridge between replacement Grindelwald and the last known Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts 3. Warner's looking for an approach to simultaneously release films in theaters and HBO Max.
Hmm.
Here's what Fox had to say about his potential return as Electro for Spider-Man 3. Can't speak of it, but if I'm in it, I'd be so happy. Twenty new cast members added to Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Gadot cast as a spy for House of Stone. Heart of Stone. Ugh. Seems we're getting official intros for the new Smash and Fashion line of life figures.
Yep. Kind of weird, but okay.
friendly courtesy of our casualty reports, and there's quite a few notables here. David Lander, Squiggly from Laverne and Shirley. Pulitzer Prize winner Alison Lurie, 1984. Frank Carney, the co-founder of Pizza Hut.
Oh. Hmm.
So I guess it was near dang appropriate that we had Pizza Hut yesterday. At least I did.
Hmm.
1960 Olympic champion Raffer Johnson. Co-founder of Applebee's Bill Palmer. David Prowse, aka Vader, of which Lucas shared a tribute. And Hugh Keysburn from the Mad Max series.
Yeah, a lot of hits this week. So, the topic of discussion this week is a movie called Annabelle's Wish. Now, this one's weird. It's like, I swear that I don't think I've heard it before, but it's like, wait, have I seen this? Like, wait, what? Like, Annabelle. Annabelle sounds like a. Like, is Annabelle a cow? It's like. It's like. That was my thoughts before we started watching. It's like, wait. Something about this seems familiar. But in like a vague way, you know?
Wow, so I'm not the only one that's a childhood with this.
Eh. But anyway. So the movie begins on Christmas Eve. And, you know, Santa's flying around doing his thing, all that stuff. Like, and in a barn, a new cow has been born. It's like, yay. We'll get to that later.
We also have a narration by Randy Travis.
What the? I didn't even click on that. Ah, back. Ah.
My mom's become a bit of a fan
And
over
now
time.
the tab just closed. What? What even? Yeah, I had the video up on YouTube and it just decided to up and close on me. Let me get that back. Anyway. So, kids are singing Christmas carols in the back of a truck. Uh, and by back of the truck, I mean like not like inside the truck, but in the back. I mean, they have a whole section set up for the kids to sit in the bed of the truck, I believe they call it. I don't know vehicles, so whatever. But like outside back of truck.
You've got the basic gist of it.
Yeah, like my first thoughts were like, wait, that doesn't seem safe. Also, wait, that doesn't seem legal either. Then again, to be fair, I don't even. When did this movie come out?
Right.
To Google.
Well, thankfully I have the Wikipedia page up.
97.
97.
Okay, if it was only 97, and my point of that doesn't seem very legal still stands. Actually, things of legal concern are like one of my major nitpicks in this movie. But we'll get there later. Anyway, some of the kids get dropped off, and until there's only two left. And for the sake of I've only just seen this today, and my memory's crap, I'm just gonna pull up the wiki. But yeah, the two kids left are Billy and Emily. So the truck kind of has some issues in front of a farm, and some kids show up and like they're making fun of Billy because yeah, it turns out Billy can't talk. So hey, pick on the mute kid. Eh. But yeah, uh, right, Emily. Emily stands up for him. It's like, ah. But yeah, like the kids and the dad, like they're all grumpy. It's like, Urgh. It's like not really in the holiday spirit, you know. But eventually, the car, the truck starts working again, and Billy gets back to the farm where he lives, and
Jeez, Ernest, what got up your back?
huh? I didn't catch what you said.
Jeez, Ernest, what got up your back? That's a reference to the guy who plays Gus.
Ah, okay.
Also, Grandpa is Dick Van Dyke's younger brother,
Ah,
who's now been gone for a couple of years now.
hmm. So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, before they left, the guys told them to get off their property. It's like, there's those there are those type of people. It's like, I don't want you to see like not even 1 inch on my property kind of guy. But anyway, Billy gets back to the his place and like, and okay, the guy driving in is Charles. He's Billy's grandpa. So he checks on the animals and like, oh hey, new cow's been born. Cool. Just gonna patch up this hole in the wall. Meanwhile, and like, I swear this is like a subplot that like felt shoved in for at the last moment. Billy's at Agnes. Like, okay, perfect Christmas. Like, something's missing. A child. Like, uh, um. So yeah, like, okay. So she visits her lawyer, and yeah, her brother was Billy's dad, and she gave up all rights to yeah. But like, okay, find a loophole. Like, and here's the like, okay, so it's like when a child around to have the perfect stereotypical Christmas thing, it's like that's the whole motivation. It's like I said, it feels like this subplot is tossed in at the last moment to pad out some time. Because like it seems like just at the beginning it seems very poorly developed. But anyway,
It does kind of tie into a particular saying that often comes about. No one should be alone on Christmas.
fair enough.
Oh, and she's voiced by Claire Schliessman, whom we previously encountered back in January with Castle in the Sky.
Oh, huh. Didn't realize.
You probably would have noted a bit when I threw the joke. Yeah, you were much better up in the skies.
Uh, oh, and Hydia in the My Little Pony movie, the original. Yeah. Anyway, back to the recap. So yeah, the whole Billy not being able to talk thing. Yeah, it turns out the barn got set on fire, and yeah, trauma and whatnot.
Basically, his vocal cords were shot in the instant, as well as losing his parents.
Yeah. So yeah, later that night, Santa shows up, and it's like, yeah, it turns out, for one day of the year, Santa gives animals the ability to speak.
Interestingly, this is based off an old Christmas legend, only it was more of a religious note, where God was giving the animals the ability to speak. This might have something to do with some certain nativity adaptations. More recently, The Star.
Right. But anyway, Santa chats with the animals, and yeah, the uh, the new cat. Oh, that's Annabelle. And as you may guess, this was yeah, the animal's wish. Like, okay, title character here. Yeah, Annabelle is like fascinated by the reindeer, and like Annabelle wants to fly. It's like, okay. So yeah, essentially, it's like, okay, remember this whole talking thing, keep it to yourselves. People aren't supposed to know about this. So the next morning comes, and it's like Agnes shows up, gives gifts to Billy, which not doesn't really care for. It's like, even if you didn't see that scene before, you could tell, like, okay, she's obviously here for something. This movie is not subtle. But anyway, yeah, Billy he finds out that Santa's gift to him is Annabelle. So it's like Billy ends up in the barn. It's like, past issues with it, so it's like, ah. But, yeah, some dust comes up, he sneezes, and, Annabelle says, bless you. Whoops. There goes that secret. But it's like, don't worry, it's not like he's gonna be telling anyone. Oof. And it's like, Annabelle's like, okay, Billy, this is supposed to be a secret, but, yeah, can you not tell? And, Annabelle's mom's like, oh, yeah, about that. He can't speak, so yeah. Uh, yeah, Agnes Lee is, but it's like, but before he, before she does, like, I will have that child. Ah. But Charles is like, nah. But Agnes is like, uh-huh, I got lawyers. So Emily comes over with the snow sled and like they play around with the sled and Annabelle pulls it. Emily falls off and Billy and Annabelle they go over a hill and crash into the neighbor's yard and just destroys the fence. And the neighbors, remember the two children and their father I mentioned earlier, who told them to get off their property? They're the neighbors. Yeah. See how the two kids show up? It's like, hey, you broke the fence. And they continue. It's like, hey, you broke the fence. Like, and like basically tells like get off the property. But next day, or not next day, but like, yeah, the dad Gus is like, okay, how is Charles gonna pay for this? So he calls the sheriff. Meanwhile, Annabelle's mom like uh, tells Annabelle about what happened to Billy and why he can't speak, and yeah. Also, there's a thing that comes up like apparently if Annabelle is really good for a year, then Santa will grant her a wish. So the next morning comes by, animals can't talk anymore, and Billy's wondering if he was imagining the whole thing. So the sheriff and the neighbors show up. I don't know if they're actually the neighbors, but for this conversation, that's easiest to. Okay, they're the holders. That's their family. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, they demand money for the fence repairs. Um, Jaws doesn't have the money, and Gus decides to take Annabelle's compensation.
I could definitely. If you hadn't gotten the thing earlier, one of the things I said if we were watching was one of the things that we were watching as he got that face was like, I really don't like where this is going, Ernest. Not one bit.
Yeah. And here's another legal thing that's kind of like, so wait, not going to any small claims court, just like, oh, give me the cow and we'll forget all about it. It's like, yeah, this whole thing legally is like kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but even this seems a bit sketchy to me. and my issues with the legal matter is in this reveal will pop up later. Anyway, but like the sheriff tells them like, okay, if you can get the money in 24 hours, Annabelle, you can get Annabelle back. Billy is not pleased with this sudden development. So the next day, Charles decides to sell the music box that belonged to his daughter, Billy's mom. And here's the thing, that's the only thing he had left of her. So Billy gets Annabelle back. So yeah, not you definitely feel bad for Charles. Like, ah, I mean, one hand making Billy happy, on the other hand, like having to sell that. Uh. So anyway, the year passes, and like it's winter again. Like, Billy, Annabelle, Emily spending time together. Yada yada yada.
During which we get a song sung by not just Randy Travis, but also Beth Nielsen Chapman.
And oof. Anyway, they're heading home, and the uh, the two boys show up again, start bullying Billy, and they start pushing him around. And Annabelle knocks them on their asses. They try to tell their dad like, "Oh yeah, it attacked us for no reason. It's dangerous. You should do something about that." And they go to the sheriff like, "Yeah, about that. The bus driver saw the whole thing." And the dad is like, "You lied to me. Go to your room." So we get a small glimpse that, yeah, their dad isn't completely unreasonable. It's like, I mean, he's still grumpy, but yeah,
Shortly afterwards, though, we do get some sense of why, although it is pretty rushed.
yeah. It's not explicitly said, but the sheriff tells him that Charles basically had to sell the last thing he had of his daughters to get Annabelle back, and like he should know the like basically the hint that Gus lost his wife years ago, and and now Gus is sad. Like, no one can be happy in this movie. So apparently back with Agnes, because don't forget she's in this movie. And again, it's like the whole, oh yeah, this subplot, right? We were doing something with that, weren't we? So yeah, apparently her lawyer found a loophole that'll give her custody. So she shows up at the house like, ha ha, Billy is mine, ha 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 ha. And basically that apparently she has custody of Billy until he speaks. And yeah, if Charles interferes, she'll call the police on him. And it's like, again, the whole legal thing is like, how would the fact that Billy can't speak give her custody of him when she already gave away, already, basically, she already gave away custody? It's, I mean, she plays up this thing like, oh, this farm is dangerous. Who knows what could happen when he can't speak? But it's like, if such a thing was the case, then they would send people over to look the place over, like, you know, check things out. But ah, I know I'm nitpicking, but still. Okay, in my defense, I used to watch a lot of Law and Order, so it's like legal things like this, like playing fast and loose with the rules like this, just kind of irk me a bit. You know?
There is one particular factor you may have. There is one particular factor that you kind of overlooked. Money.
Ah, money.
And given the fact that, well, wealth has a tendency to try and bypass on several occasions.
Yeah, ain't that the sad truth? Ugh. But anyway, so yeah, the animals hear all this and push a car into a pond. And guess what? With it being the holiday season, like Christmas Eve, the service station is closed. Like, yeah, you know, it's like we can contact a friend of mine, but he won't be available till tomorrow. So, yeah. So,
I can still remember, even after all these years, I can still remember her reaction.
yeah. So, like, later that evening, Seth shows up. You know, animals can speak again. And Annabelle's like, "Hey, I was told if I was really good this year, I could get a wish. And I've been really good. So I want," and like whispers it to Santa, and like, "Who? I think I can manage that." So the next morning, Billy opens a gift from Santa that contains magic dust, and then he's able to fly. Wait, no, wait, wrong movie. I got my scripts mixed up. So at this point, I'm just reading that off the wiki page.
Either way, it was a good joke.
Yeah, it's like I saw magic dust, and it's like, oh, I have to make that reference.
I was more
And
thinking in the context of Annabelle's dreams.
yeah, and yeah, he can speak again. Agnes is like, say what? And Billy's like, hey, I'd rather stay here. And since he can speak, her plans have been foiled. So Billy goes to see Annabelle, and yeah, it turns out her wish was basically her permanently giving up her Christmas voice so he could speak. And it's like, but what about your whole wish to fly? It's like, and Annabelle's mom was like, as much as you wanted that, she felt like you being able to speak was much more important.
Oh, Rarity would be so proud.
Yep. So the Hodor stopped by, and Gus apologizes. Like, yeah, and he managed to buy it back as a Christmas present. Like, so hey, the boys are dicks, but you know, their father, grumpy as he may be, not that bad. And Agnes meets Gus. It's like, ooh, he's a guy. Got a wife? No. Ah, he has kids. Score! And it's implied that she marries Gus. Like, so she gets a happy ending to all of this. Seriously, her subplot is like she has the most petty motivation. Like,
Admittedly, not the most memorable part of the film, but
Jesus Christ, lady, if you want a child so bad, adopt one! You're rich, I'm sure you wouldn't have any issues.
I guess she was looking more on a related aspect.
Fair enough, I guess. Wait, Frank.
Also, as I said during the recap, sweet poetic justice. I love it.
Frank Welker was in this movie? Wait, up. Okay, nothing is coming up. Huh. Voice performances, okay. Nothing there either. Uh, who did Megatron voice? Now it'd be easier if I actually look at the cast list. Oh, additional voices. Huh. That's... okay, for seeing the guy, like, seeing the guy who voiced Megatron being in the cast list, that's a bit of a letdown. Like, oh. I swear, like, the one voice in that, in the cast list I actually wait, Clancy Brown? Uh, oh, the sheriff and the lawyer. Huh. Okay.
And once we're on the subject, a couple of character voice opportunities that I meant to mention earlier. We have K.E. Cooter as Santa, notable for Green Acres and Petticoat Junction. Annabelle's mother Star is voiced by Jennifer Darling. Scarlet the Horse is one of the Golden Girls.
Hmm.
Jerry Hazard as Slim the Pig. Steve McCall as Owlver the Owl. He's in a couple Disney work from what I'm seeing. The Rooster's Brian Cummings, who pretty sure we remember quite a bit from old VHS advertisements. Tris McNeil is one of the hens. And the dog ears is Jay Johnston.
yeah, nitpicks aside, of which there were many, not a bad film. I mean,
Aren't you forgetting something?
uh, but I mean, I wasn't trying to wrap up or anything. It's like just top of head thoughts. What did I forget?
Well, years later, it turns out that our narrator, Randy Travis, is actually Billy.
Oh right, I forgot epilogue. Uh, yeah, we did get kind of sidetracked there, or I got sidetracked. Like, hey, you see Megatron's voice actor, you have to dig deep. Okay, anyway, so the years have passed. Billy married Emily, and Annabelle has gotten old. And Billy was the narrator the whole time. And, still chats with the animals. Well, it's like, Emily still doesn't know. It's like, uh, it's like you think they can talk or something. So it's once again Christmas Eve night, and Annabelle's wandering around outside, and yeah, she's old now. It's like, yeah, she's lost hope of ever flying. But then Santa shows up, and it's like grants Billy's wish for her to fly. And my thought, it's like my thought was like, wait, you, I'm sure Billy is wished for her to be able to fly for a while now, and you're only just now getting around to this.
The way we had its implications that it was. Sometimes it's well worth waiting for.
I guess so, but still kind of feels like a dick move. Anyway, Annabelle gets to be young again, can speak, and flies off with Santa. And Annabelle becomes reindeer. Yeah. It is often clear if they ever saw each other again after that day. Yeah, not bad. Little nitpicky.
Some other songs of note include If You Believe, performed by Kevin Sharp.
Hmm.
Unrelated to a certain other person I'm sure most of us know, but someone named Steve Dorff was the composer.
Hmm. Steve Dorff. And
You're probably going to get the actor's name, so I did mention
no,
that it was not related.
that's like I got the right page. I just clicked on the link on the wiki. Like, okay, article about the songwriter.
Okay, good.
Eh. Yeah, it's an okay film.
One of the end credit songs was called Tiny Dreamer, performed by Nancy Griff.
Mhm.
And we had a dream sequence song, which is going to get a pony animation eventually. World from Way Up Here, performed by Alison Krauss.
Hmm.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that preview pop up, I was like, I recognize that.
Hmm. Okay, what did the voice of Annabelle do? Actually, pretty big filmography. It, Sarah 2 on Toonami. It, yeah, Lola Bunny and Space Jam. Oh, she was Sora's mom in Kingdom Hearts. A character who was never heard from again. Eh, eh, I actually did a lot of things.
Of note, by the way, if you have the Golden Book adaptation of this film, a lot of the opening scenes were not included.
Ew. Huh.
Just my friend was saying something earlier regarding Agnes's first few scenes, and made me remember the picture book adaptation was shortened. Oh yeah, our particular character was Keth Sushi, who we previously encountered as the little engine that could.
Oh.
Yeah, Annabelle's
Yeah.
mother was just in a lot of Disney projects as well as the original Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Hmm. But yeah, like I'm gonna try to have video available for next week. It's just a matter of like, okay, what to choose. Because I do like to switch it up from time to time, you know?
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I might try to record some Hades. That's been a fun game.
Hmm.
And of course, I'm gonna keep uploading videos every day until I get caught up. And yeah, it's like, uh, what video am I on right now? I just finished editing another batch of videos today, and okay, what do I have it in the edited folder? Okay, I have up to episode 35 edited. Mind me, that's not 35 videos total because I have a few unboxing videos and an explanation thing in there. But like I conjured all the videos in the main folder. It's like, okay, I have about 100 videos to work through, not including any more that I might record. Speaking of snacks, I was actually at Walmart earlier today. Long story short, we were looking for an extra gift to get someone. They didn't have it, but so yeah, one of the things I found there is a chocolate orange with popping rocks. And it's like, okay, that's weird. I have to try it. So yeah, I'll be trying that tomorrow. Also picked up the Pepsi with a splash of mango because I like that, and it seems I'm only out of Walmart every fourth of the year. So about 4 times a year. And figured while I was there, I might as well pick up cereal because like, hey, they have the family size and it's cheaper than Safeway. But yeah, like next week it'll be a movie that I actually know I've seen before. Like,
Somehow
so
I figured, because from what I've read, it was on Cartoon Network at one point. And
yeah,
since you mentioned you watched Cartoon Network,
yeah, eh, yeah, I gotta try to get some more video recorded though. We'll see how next week goes, cause I might be helping my cousin move stuff. So yeah, and plus I when he moves back over here, I'll have people to talk to during the day. Yay, I guess. Again, my aunt Jeanette's been around owned at home these days, so that isn't really much of an issue anymore. So, eh, this is gonna be a weird December.
I can definitely attest to that. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has a lot of traditions that haven't come about, but some of those are going to have to be on hold for the time being.
Yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, it seems like I'll be missing out on Christmas service once again this year. Like I'm not trying to avoid it. I typically do go. Although I think I was sick last year and the year before that, I really wanted to try out my new Nintendo Switch, but I don't actively avoid it. Just seems like circumstances the last few years have been kind of yeah.
For me, it's the current circumstances that are going to hold me back.
Yeah.
Can barely, can barely think of anything for the coming week other than one of potentially several family movie nights, holiday style.
Yeah. Actually, with no one coming over, I'm not sure. Huh. We might not even make much use of the Christmas flash drive.
On my
Because I uh,
uh,
go
keep
on.
going.
Go ahead.
on my posting schedule, I can say that got another got another wave of got another wave of songs from that album I talked about a while back, as well as a couple of videos from it, videos related to a series that the main person stopped doing a while back.
Hmm.
Anyway, you were saying?
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, what's the point of having like a bajillion versions of A Christmas Carol if there's no one around to watch them with, you know? Like, man, Edie likes watching them, but man, Jeanette, not so much, and it's not like anyone's coming over to the house. And yes, I do include what was it, a Hearthwarming Tale in that list of versions of A Christmas Carol. I did in fact put it in that folder. Because, I mean, it basically is. Yeah. uh, but yeah, that's. Actually, tomorrow will be interesting. It's like. Uh, okay, I said no one's really gonna be coming over. That's not exactly true. My mom's coming over tomorrow to help make cookies. It's like, well, I'll be staying out of the kitchen.
Suddenly reminded of bit of an unexpected visit. Bit of an unexpected visit, at least on my part, because before circumstances got the way they were, my mom would usually have a. My mom would sometimes have a friend and relative or two over, often on a bit of a play date.
Hmm.
And it seems that a certain Thanksgiving tradition of sorts was having a sad young family member over to help with cooking.
Hmm.
Of course, she yielded certain guidelines,
Right.
but still it felt a bit unexpected, given the times.
Mm-hmm. Where was the page I was on?
Certainly glad that game's actually working on account of as I was booting up, I got word that certain safety precautions were implemented in the latest update.
Ah, okay.
Although it's less regarding the let's just let's just say if you're a parent and you know that you have to be cautious with your child when it comes to the internet.
Right.
Whenever it's something like that was implemented. I'll admit, years later, you can probably pinpoint a few faults with it, but if you remember watching this as a kid, you'll probably still have a bit of a heart for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems that this year, well, at least in two parts, at least we'll have both of our childhoods touched upon.
Yep.
And as per usual. Stay safe, stay well, and hopefully you can join us for the second part next week. Take care.
See you later.